Good morning everyone, how's it going? Another day of the Hercules bike tour, and I'll show you on a map of the Peloponnese where I'm going to today. So I'm starting off in Megalopoli, and I need to come over here to a place called Astros, which is on the coast, and I'm aiming to stay in either this campground or there's another one here. Haven't decided yet, see what I feel when I get there. So there's a few mountains in the way. The distance is about 75 kilometers. The initial section is probably the toughest as it goes up towards Tripoli, and I think there's some decent ascents there, but that's the worst of the day out of the way then. Then from Tripoli over to Astros, I'm thinking to follow these quieter roads here, and that will take me down nicely over to the coast, and then I'll choose the campsite that I want to stay at. I'm figuring that the day's ride should take me probably 5 or 6 hours given the ascent, and obviously there'll be plenty of stops along the way to take videos and photos, make commentary and all that other good stuff, which is why you're tuning in, of course. So here we go, let's hit the road. Megalopoli behind me and heading off into the hills. As I said, maybe the first 20 kilometers is going to be quite tough, but at least it's at the start of the day and before things get too hot. The road's been very quiet so far. It's probably because of the new highway. It's a little bit more direct, I should think, and quicker. Before I left the hotel, I had a chat with the guy running it. He seemed like a really cool guy. And in addition to the hotel, they've kind of got like a mini commune running as well, where they have volunteers from all over the world, turning an old farmhouse into, I guess, like an eco-community. Sounded quite an interesting project. If I ever return to these parts, I'll have to drop in and maybe help out for a week. I don't know, paint some walls or something. Just a quick look back from where I've come. Not sure if you can make out the big chimney with smoke there. Not sure if that's like a cement plant or something like that. I didn't see that yesterday when I came into Megalopoli because of the rain clouds. So I've been cycling uphill for about 20 minutes. It's not been too bad so far, but it is early in the morning and the temperature's not built up to its highest yet. Just thought I'd show you from where I come up from. So that settlement over there is the town, and can you see this van struggling up the hill? Yeah, that's where I've come up, and all of that road network there as well. So I think I've been cycling for about an hour now to get up to here. It's not been too bad because it's still early on and the view is very nice from here, but I don't think I'm anywhere near the top yet. And I continue going around up here, and you'll see the van pass again in a minute. There we go. So there's not much traffic on these roads at all because of the new highway. And I'm guessing by the height of the power pylon, which is there, still got a fair amount to go, and that looks to continue up even beyond those hills. I've just rounded the top of a hill and found like a little monument area. It's a little bit windy up here, so I hope you can hear me okay. I suspect it's a World War II monument, but I don't actually know. And I dare say there's not a lot here. Ah, there we go. So again, maybe one of my Greek friends can interpret that for me. I suspect it was something to do with people being shot here, or resistance fighters perhaps, for World War II. At the top of a hill and it's super windy up here. Looks like it's a bit of a downhill section. Not sure if I can enjoy it though, if the wind's going to blow me back up. Let's see what happens. See that? That was a deer, not a goat. I've slightly altered my plans and I'm going to spend the night in Tripoli. So it means only a short day. I've probably got just about an hour and a half until I get there. And I can use the rest of the day just to clear up some work and prepare the route ahead. And then the last, I think it will be 3 days of the bike tour, will be camping and then time so that I arrive back in Athens on Sunday. I'll probably speak more about the rest of the route in a bit and give you some more shots of the road, of course. This is a lovely stretch of road. It was a bit windy earlier, so I stopped off somewhere to have a toastie and a coffee. And then when I got back on the road, the wind had stopped. And all I can notice now is just how smooth this road is and how quiet it is. And it's relatively flat as well, which is quite nice. I think I must be in like a plateau area between the peaks of some mountains. In front of me you can probably see some mountains and they go around here. Well, if they're not mountains, they're hills. And I'm on a bit of a flat area, which is quite nice. Got about 15 more kilometres until Tripoli. I'm following this road here. You could probably just make out the new highway to the right over there. And as I come around this corner, you see where the new highway goes through the tunnels? Well, that's not a good sign for me because the old highway, yeah, it doesn't have tunnels. Still, it shouldn't be too bad. You can probably just make out the wind turbines over there. They're becoming more and more popular, or more common I should say, in Greece. And a good thing too. There's plenty of wind here, and if they can generate electricity without damaging the environment, then that's a great thing. Could be the start of a descent now. There was a couple of signs for like this one in front showing that the road can be slippy, so I'm guessing in the winter this is affected by extreme weather conditions. That looks like it's the outskirts of Tripoli now, so I'm pretty much here.